Hey, we're back. I know you're probably disappointed that Miss Mopar is now gone, and it's just me. But it's late. Wife went to bed. Kid is asleep. So I thought I'd jump on here and see who wanted to talk Mopars. If anybody wants to talk Mopars, here I am. Let's talk Mopars. It's an open house. I will be posting the link to the chat, um, or the link to the live in the chat, so you can join me on screen if you so desire. I don't know. I felt like jumping on here, talking some Mopars. So the link is in the chat for anybody that feels like they want to jump on the live with me. To be honest, I have no no agenda, just hanging out. Dean, yeah, she can't stick around forever. It's late on the East Coast right now. It's not weird hour yet. I don't know. Is anybody else doing a live right now, or is it just me? I guess I better put out the Mopar signal for anybody that wants to jump on. working on a deal for some parts for the dumpster fire. That project is well underway. As a matter of fact, I've got something really excited, uh, or I got something that I'm really excited about for the Roadrunner. Um, I got some stuff on the way. Hopefully, we can get it running. And surprise, there's actually I probably shouldn't even be talking about this because it's like getting my own hopes up. But there is three. Let's see here. That's right, three possible engines that I can use for that car. Oh, Dustin's here. I probably shouldn't talk about it. um, no, but I want to get the 318 running, and ideally, the 318 is what the car will have when it gets to Sykeston. But there's some other engines I have laying around. Uh, Trying to figure out, what route I could possibly take if this 318 doesn't work out. Now, I have made a deal, you know, no handshake or anything, but there's a 360 block, a short block that I can get for crazy, crazy price. I mean, it's dirt cheap, but I don't really know what, you know, once I crack that sucker open, see what it's all about. But it doesn't have heads. It's missing a lot of stuff. Like I said, it's a short block, but the cylinders look good from what I could see. It's in a dark shop, and I didn't have a flashlight. I had my phone, but it's kind of a crapshoot. You got to, you know, take apart the block and take it to a machine shop and have it like sonic checked. But that's an option. The 360 would get me more power. I do have a 5.7 Hemi that was meant for the Mr. Norm truck. That's an option. Um, and then of course there's the 451. Uh, I do have a buddy who was helping me build it in the first place, who has a 440 um, crank, and I need one. So I have to lay everything out on paper because the budget is so tight for this car. Anything that isn't mechanical, I'm pretty much pulling just from some extra money, some coins I had laying around. But it's I can't explain to you guys how shoestring the budget for this car is. I made, full disclosure, I made about $5,000 earlier this year through a ridiculous Facebook reel. I got a bonus of $5,000 or nearly $5,000. So that helped get this project going. I still have some money left over. I did buy some parts, like I said. Um, but mostly just to get the car running. I did discover a wiring issue. So I thought, how crazy do I want to get this car? you know, and ideally, I've always wanted like a fun car to, go race and have some fun with. The Mr. Norm truck's more of a cruiser. The van obviously isn't a race car, although that would be pretty cool. But I I thought the Roadrunner would be a good car, and ideally, originally, I should say, the idea was to get it nice on the inside so that I'd feel comfortable hauling my family around to shows and stuff. And my wife was like, "You wanted a race car for so long. Why don't you just turn it into a race car?" And I was like, I mean, it's a good idea." So I would like to get it to Sykeston. I do want to. I do want to build it for No Name Nationals too. And this first one is basically going to be a, hey, I made it out. Pat myself on the back and see what happens, and just have a good time. I just want to run the car. I think it would be fun. Just push it to the limit and see what happens with the 318. Um, I know a lot of people have asked the question, how much nitrous can a 318, especially a tired one, handle? And I know that question's been answered many times. I'm going to answer it again. um, to be honest, I want to see if it'll, depending on how many runs I get. I haven't decided exactly how I'm going to do it, and I guess it all depends on how well the car runs once we get it going. But it would be interesting to, level it up. So minimum 150 shots. It's getting 150 shots. If it blows, it blows. If it survives 150, you know, let's throw another 100 at it. Let's go 250. Ideally, I would like to see it at Sykeston go one run, 300 shots, see if we can send it to the moon. If it survives, my God, you know, um, the only thing I'm going to do internally to that car, I mean, based on my budget now, some really good head gaskets, and I'm probably gonna get some ARP hardware in there. I don't know if I need it or not. If it's gonna blow, it's gonna blow. You know, I don't have. This is not the original 318 to the car, so I have no idea what's inside it. It's a big gamble, but if I get it running, we'll compression test it, and we'll take a little look inside. But it's not going to get a full rebuild as of right now, anyway, unless I run into a bunch of money. This is such a shoestring budget build. Most of the money is going to be in the nitrous and probably the tires and the 4-speed if I manage to get a 4. So I'm trying to work a deal on a 4-speed. Um, and then, of course, with that comes the clutch. Need a good clutch. I need a sure grip. Uh, you know, the big dollar parts are adding up pretty quick. And I was pricing out nitrous systems. It's going to be a basic plate setup, nothing crazy. Um, you're looking at $1,000 right there. That's, right now, I mean, if I'm being honest, and I really don't care, like I said, win or lose, I'm going to Sykeston to have a good time. I would like to win. I would like to wipe the floor with that petty kit car, but the idea is just to have fun. Um, ah, when Dustin called me out, I was like, shit, because I didn't want to say no, because, what would that say about me? You know what I mean? But I didn't have a car, but I had already thought about buying this Roadrunner, but it wasn't set in stone and I didn't have anything to push me over the edge. Well, Dustin pushed me over the edge. So now I got this car, and, accepting that challenge was like, it lit a fire under me in one way. And in another way, it really gave me anxiety, and I'm really struggling right now going, okay, I got to get this car done. It's not even running. I'm just dicking around with stuff that I have right now, while I really figure out what the real budget is. And so far, the money I'm working with is, we'll just say, slightly over $2,000, which is nothing, and it won't get the car to Sykeston. I promise you that. So, uh, I'm gonna go on another T-shirt campaign. I'm pretty good at slanging T-shirts, so we're gonna slang some T-shirts. I have an idea for a shirt for this car, and I have a buddy who's a designer, also known as Side Road. I'm gonna run some stuff by him, um, and see if he can draw me up something cool. But I have an idea, and I think it'll be a cool shirt. So if if you guys like the shirt, it's not going to be expensive. It's going to be super cheap. It'll be helping me get to Sykeston, so that you guys can either watch me lose or win. I guarantee you, I will lose at least one race in Sykeston, because um, I know Jed Scott said he would run me, and I'm honored. I'm honored that Jed wants to run Dumpster Fire. And I think I know why he wants to run Dumpster Fire, because it's going to lose. Dumpster Fire versus Jezebel. What a fun race that's going to be. And if you don't think I'm going to throw all 300 shots at that thing and just give it everything she's got for that race, I hope Jed waits and lets me run him last. um, and then there's getting the car ready in time to test it. Last thing I want to do is go to Sykeston and haven't tested the car, whether it be on some street, in Mexico, or at the local track. I definitely have to get some test runs in just to make sure. But then again, what if I blow it up? What if I blow it up right before Sykeston? So I have to have a plan B, a plan C, and that's where these other engines come in. So who the hell knows? Dustin says 308 heads and send it. I agree. I'm looking for any cheap parts. Some guy had some 340X heads, but he wanted $600, and I don't know if that's a lot of money to throw at some heads, but I mean, it might be worth it, I guess. But it's a 318. Who gives a shit? If I could just figure out, I don't know if this thing has a cam in it. We'll figure that out pretty quick. But there's so many intricacies when building a car, and I am doing this the way you shouldn't. You know what I mean? I expect to blow this thing up. But yeah, so Dustin says 308 heads and send it. The dumpster. Dean again, Stroker 318, 30 thou over. Yeah, it would be fun to build I know you can get them up to like over 390 cubic inches. I think you'd have to go like 60 over to get a 394 or something. I don't know. It'd be crazy. But a 390 would be fun. But it's like, how much money am I willing to put in a throwaway 318? For roughly the same money, you could get a stroker kit for a 360. Or for that type of money, I could put the big block in it. So there's certain things I have to take into consideration here. And I want it to be a fun race. It wouldn't be any fun if I had a shitload of money. Dustin calls me out and I build this crazy turbo car and I blow his doors off. That's no fun for me. You know what I mean? Ideally, I would like it to be a competitive race. I would love more than anything for it to be a, neck and neck. If I blew the clutch at the line and looked like a fool, that would really piss me off. I have to at least make it down the track. Obviously getting to Sykeston is my first win. If I pull that thing off the trailer in Sykeston and I hit the ground in Missouri, if dumpster fire touches the Missouri ground, that's a win right there. The second win is getting it to stage. Once it's staged, that's the second win. Third win is making it to the finish line and getting that time slip. Actually, I don't think there's time slips. Crossing the line. That's the other win. If I beat Dustin, which I hope I do, there's another one. So it's nothing but wins, up until we cross that line, because that could very well be a loss. But if it makes it there, we're winning. Oh shit. Here's the man himself. My competition.
What's up?
Not a whole lot, man.
Oh, hold on. I gotta grab my headphones.
All right, go. I'll bring you back on. Dustin is coming on. He's the guy who called me out. It's gonna be, between us. I mean, who's listening to this right now? I told Dustin, we got to put on a show, dude. We got to get people to want to see this. It has to be competitive. You know what I mean? He's got a badass car. If you haven't seen Dustin's car, go to Dutch Guy's Garage on YouTube and subscribe to his channel. Let's get him up to 500. Let's make this race happen. Because it's just gonna be fun, man. Sort of stock Mopars. What's up, Jeremy? If you've got a dyno nearby, you could give it a spot on tune and hopefully not have any issues at non-name nationals. I have been looking into some dyno shops. There's a couple. I'm sure they'll get a kick out of a piece of shit rolling up like, I need to get this dyno tuned. But yeah. Dustin's got the brakes working on his car runs. His car runs, and now it apparently stops. He's 10 steps ahead of me. He's already winning the race. The only race I've won so far is the race to 500. I beat him to 500 subscribers. That's not enough bragging rights for me. Dean says, always sometimes stock power level. As long as it's got excess fuel, stock 2-barrel 318 without headers, a stock K155, you can add 75. So it will have a 4-barrel. It does have headers. It's going to get a cam. I'll be able to squeeze that into the budget. The heads is where I'm having the most difficulties, because I need to be as budget as possible. If I can get some factory heads and have them, some mild port work done, get them polished up, maybe get a valve job or something. I don't know. Ideally, let me put it to you guys this way. Ideally, I would like this 318 to put out, all motor, around 300 horsepower. So I need to sit down and figure out what that's going to take. I don't think it'll take much. I know the 360s respond really well to cams. Obviously heads. You get a good set of heads that you just make it breathe. These little small blocks want to breathe. So I need to make this 318 breathe. So we'll see. It is a super late live. It's 11 o'clock. It's not that late. Johnny Mopar, what's up, dude? Dean, yeah, budget, I get it. We always try to get a 4-barrel Rochester and take from an 86 on a Diplomat. Try the old non-feedback Quadrajet and gas. It's is he back yet? Where's he at? Dustin? He's not there yet. Dean says he won't drop valves into 318 so he can go gorilla balls on nitrous. Header cam intake 340 or 360 heads with the small valves and relief cuts 360 gaskets. I'll definitely be taking notes. Yeah, 300 horsepower. If it can take 300 shots, do the math on that. You know what I mean? It's going to be ridiculous. The car's going to be ridiculous. It's going to go there and people are going to be like, what does this thing have in it? They're going to be like, it's got a 318. Because like I said, I'm building it for No Name Nationals too. I'm expecting there to be a second one. And the second one will be fun for me because the car will hopefully be more sorted out and I'll have more time. So this one is just about getting the car there. You know, and I'm not, it sounds like I'm building in excuses. I'm not. If Dustin wins, he wins. You know, I accepted the challenge. If I get my ass kicked, I get my ass kicked. But ideally, here we go. Here's Dustin. Let's bring him on. What's up, buddy?
It's late.
Yeah. Got that car stopping, huh?
Yeah, I ran all new copper brake lines. I put 11-inch brakes on it.
Jesus Christ. I'm going to go ahead and send dumpster fire your way. You build it for me.
I've worked on all 3 cars till 11 or 12 at night, every night this week. Well, past 10 days, actually.
And hey, that's why when we go to Sykeston and you win, I'll be like, I can tell you why you won. I'm sitting here with some fucking headphones on, talking into a microphone. You're out there getting your hands dirty.
No, I feel like a shithead though. I have like 3 SD cards full of videos.
Perfect. You'll have no problems getting to 500, dude. We'll get you there.
I put out a couple shorts in like the past 15 days, and that was it.
Dude, fuck editing, dude. I have on the video alone of just pressure washing that fucking thing is 9 hours long. I put all the clips into the thing. I was like, 9 hours? What the fuck? I was like, I don't even think I was out there for 9 hours. How the fuck did I have 9 hours of footage? So I'm going through it and I'm like trying to edit it. I'm like, fuck it. Take that clip. Gone. And I'm like, I mean, how much can you really show? Like that. I was talking to Johnny Mopar about that. And it's like, you know, we hate watching YouTubes where it's like dragging ass. It's like, just get to the fucking point. You know? So that's what I'm learning. YouTube's a different animal for me. I can sit here and jaw jack all night and not edit it, and it's fine. But the video thing, it's a different animal. But we'll see.
Well, I'll have some time this week. We're taking the 78 Super Coupe down to Alabama on Wednesday.
Oh shit! Right on. What are you doing down there?
We're going on our honeymoon, actually.
Oh, nice. To the Wellborn Muscle Car Museum or what?
Mopar Fest.
Oh shit! There's so many Mopar. People have been sending me Mopar shit, and they're like, "You gonna go?" And I'm like, "Fuck, I wish." Shit.
We heard about Mopar Fest like what was it, 2 years ago? There's Mobile, Alabama, and there's a bay, and it's like all Navy, and it's like $35, which is pretty high for a car show, swap meet, whatever.
Yeah.
But in that $35, you get a steak dinner, and then they send a ship out into the Gulf. And they shoot fireworks off at night.
Man, the South does shit so much better. God, man, steak dinner, fuck. You don't get that kind of shit up here in Seattle. They're like, oh, we're vegans up here. Like, it's a muscle car show. What the fuck?
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, I'll drive down there and drive my car up on a battleship, take a badass picture, and then watch fireworks, eat steak. Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah. No, man, it's insane. When I think about how many cars you have, I'm like, this guy's out of his mind. Like, we need to get your wife on the show. I got questions. Like,
well, the blue car is actually my wife's.
God, you're gonna beat me with your wife's car. That's fucked up, dude.
No, I'm gonna make her race you.
That's even better. That's even better because if I lose to her, then I won't feel as bad. So I'm like, well, you didn't even call me out. No, that's awesome, dude.
yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited. How much? Be honest with me, dude. How much power do you think that thing's putting down? Be honest.
That thing is such a mystery when we opened it.
Yeah.
Because when I took the car apart, because that car was a mystery car,
Uh
it my we found like 1375 time slips in,
huh.
and
Shit.
it's got an 8 3/4 in it, and
Yeah.
then we found like just drag race stickers, and like
Uh,
you flip down the headrest, or not the headrest, but the visors and
oh, yeah.
everything. There's autocross stickers. There's fucking everything.
Shit.
Like, what the hell did this
Oh
car do?
man. Oh man.
But it's got smog decals because the car's from Connecticut. It
Okay.
passed smog in 2002.
Oh shit. So,
Like,
huh.
so what is it?
Yeah, it's interesting because a car like that stands out. It's not like so. It's surprising that you can't find the history on it. That's interesting,
It
especially if it's been
Yeah,
around. Do you know
yeah.
anything about it?
It ends in like 2005.
Oh
I bought the
shit.
car from my buddy, and
Okay.
because he collects petties,
Oh, okay.
and he was gonna offload it, and I was like, well, what do you want to do with it? And he's like, well, I'm like, I gotta sell it because I found another one. And I'm like, well, what do you want for it? So you tell me what you want it for. I'm like, okay, here's the money. And he's like, oh, all right. And then I sent a shipper out there. But yeah,
What's the going rate for those things? Like ballpark, like from complete shit box to something really nice.
the past like 3 years they went dumb. Like,
Really?
I am so glad I bought into the market when I did, because, well, just for reference, um, there was a Super Coupe a month and a half ago that was like resto modded, but not like cool resto modded,
Oh,
like
okay. Yeah.
kind of,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
it sold for 39K.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. All right.
And then the petties they're bringing actually more money than that. There's actually one in Detroit, I think, right now for 42, and it's got a couple bids on it.
Jesus Christ. That's insane.
But
Fuck.
you compare that to 5 years ago, those cars wouldn't even see 20.
Wow. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know
So
why they get like it's funny in the Mopar community because those cars, some people just fucking despise them. And I don't see what the problem is. I think they're cool. Like
I,
they're literally like the last hoorah of Mopar. It's like shit, the last of the Mohicans, dude. Like the 73 Roadrunner is like, okay, that was one of the last ones. And then they like had a break there for a minute and then they popped out with those. Like that was their like legitimate, okay, this is the last one before before we go dark.
I think my grandfather, he always described it just perfectly. It was when he talked about those cars. He was a really funny guy.
Yeah.
My grandpa, he passed away a couple years ago, but he
Yeah.
bought a '65 Belvedere brand new. If that gives you an idea of his
Oh yeah,
age and
yeah, yeah,
everything.
yeah, yeah, sure.
And he raced with Soxa Mart and everything.
Shit.
And yeah, I have some awesome photos. Like, his garage wall of all the stuff he kept is, yeah, it's fucking cool.
Damn.
But yeah, he kept he always cut out like Mopar Action and Mopar Collector's Guide, and he kept A bodies, E bodies, and F bodies for some reason. And he always loved the stripes on them and everything. He said it was like, they didn't have you know the they had the guts to make them fast, but they were
Mhm.
the appearance of fast, is what he always called it.
Yeah.
And it's Carcraft magazine. It was back in '78. They took a Super Coupe actually, and they did a bolt-on modification, just doing regular bolt-ons, and they actually sprayed it, and they got it into the 12s.
Jesus Christ. Sweet. Hell yeah.
So they're just cool because you don't see them, and all the old boomers, all they can remember is those cars rusting in '76,
Mm.
and I I like it because it keeps the prices down on them. But now the
Yeah.
prices are going stupid. But it's their, honestly, their time to shine right now, because just the way A bodies are going
Mm.
crazy. And
Yeah. No, as soon as the E bodies and the early B bodies and the 60s 70s shit got so crazy, everybody's going for everything else right now. It's like shit. I'm glad to be honest, I don't know what I would be doing right now if Scott hadn't hooked me up with this Roadrunner, dude. Anything else would have put me so far over budget that it would have been impossible. I have enough to keep me afloat, but I'm really gonna have to pull fucking some serious strings because my wife's like, "Don't think you're using the credit card for any of this shit." I was like, "Fuck." I was like, "All right, I'll figure it out. Way I've done it before, so I'll figure it out." But yeah, man, it's gonna be a good time. I have no idea. Like Socks and Mart, your grandpa. You better win this fucking race, dude. I swear to God. If you let a podcaster come out and whoop that ass, shit, Grandpa ain't gonna be very happy with you, buddy.
It's I think. Well, I got a little story, but so my dad and grandpa, they drag race together. My dad quit racing in 2000 when he blew up the rebuilt 340. He made 3 passes in his rebuilt 340, cracked the block.
Oh shit.
That was the last time my dad raced. That was also the last year my grandpa raced until 2018. 2018, we the one of the largest, well, it is the largest, but the largest track in Michigan is called Martin 131 Raceway. They have a show called Fords versus Mopars.
Nice.
I convinced my grandpa, mind you, my grandpa at that time was 72 years old. I convinced him. I said, "Let's go to this." I said, "Let's go. Let's just check it out." So I convinced him to, break out the racing helmet and everything, and just, dust the gloves off and take the 65 out there.
Hell yeah.
And so we go out there, and I crawl underneath. Had a little diff fluid leak on the 8 3/4. I wiped that all off, so he passed tech and everything. And we went around, and the track champion that year was actually a Volare. Somehow this guy was just kicking everybody's ass in bracket racing.
No
but
shit.
we went and talked to this guy, and this guy was the biggest dick in the world. Like, he didn't want to talk to us. He's like, "I see no competition here, so I'm just going to go out and win the day." That's literally what he told us. He said, "I see no competition here." And my grandpa's like,
Wow.
"Well, I wish you well, and hopefully we don't see you out in the track." And grandpa's 72 years old, and so he started making his way through the lineup, and just one by one by one, and he actually won the whole fucking show.
Wow.
This guy that hadn't raced in 20 years, nobody knows who he is anymore. And all these, when you lose bracket racing, you go up and shake the other guy's hand and stuff. So these guys are coming out and checking out his car and everything. And there's this one guy, he had a 426 Hemi Challenger. I mean, $100,000 car, and he's
Yeah.
walking around Grandpa 65. And he's
Wow.
like, "How did you do this?" And he's walking around, and he's like, "You're not even running cheater slicks or anything." And my grandpa, he looks him straight in the face, and he's like, "Yeah, I bought those tires at Walmart on clearance 20 years ago."
That is hilarious. Oh my God. Your grandpa's a gangster, dude. That is some gangster shit. Wow.
I remember him in the semifinals, and he's having a race like I think it was a Turbo 50 or something like that, and he's just sitting there shaking and everything. I'm like, "You made it this far, like, this is
Yeah.
cool as hell." And the guy ended up breaking out, and
Oh shit.
Grandpa, he's raced that, he bought that 65 brand new. He's bracket raced that car his entire life, and he 1475s every freaking time. I don't know how he did it.
Yeah.
He just bump shift that car consistently. He was actually a national champion with that car.
No shit.
And if you look in a lot of the old Sox and Martin photos, you'll see his car in the background.
Wow.
So
Dude, find some of that shit and share it with me, dude. I want to see that shit.
Oh, I have pictures of that.
Yeah, that's badass, dude. Yeah, hell yeah. Dude, that's awesome, dude. That my family has no history like that.
Yeah,
that's badass, dude.
Oh, that was actually the last time he raced. Like 2 months after that, he got diagnosed with liver cancer, and he went downhill from there.
That was his last hoorah, dude, and he won the whole fucking thing, dude.
I videotaped the whole thing. I never videotaped anything before that. I videotaped
so awesome.
every race, so like I can see it every year. Facebook notifications. So it hurts a little bit, but
your Gramps is a legend, bro. Sounds legit as fuck. It absolutely. Wow, dude. That's badass, man. That's really cool. God, what happened to the car?
After Grandpa passed away, I had the opportunity to buy it, but it's one of those things that I could buy it, but you can't do anything with it.
Yeah. It's
You
like
can't modify it.
Yeah.
You can't, twist it how you want because
yeah.
it's, I have pictures of my dad at 3 years old next to the car the exact same way it sits today. My uncle actually paid for the car. He's an architect in Detroit. He actually has no mechanical ability, but he makes like $400,000 a year.
Yeah.
So he might be taking ownership of the car. It's kind of up for debate.
It's gonna stay in the family. It's not gonna get sold out of.
Yeah, well, yeah, Grandpa bought a new one 65. It's never left the family, and
awesome.
it has 62,000 original miles on it. Never been repainted. Yeah, it's a gorgeous car, absolutely gorgeous. And unfortunately, it has no value. The 65s have nothing.
Oh man, it's got. You post some pictures of that thing in a picture with Socks and Martin. Like this thing's got a history, dude.
It does, but it's only a 383 Commando car. It's not a 426.
Fuck it.
He
That's
bought it
still
at
cool as
16
fuck.
years old. He ordered it.
Shit. At 16?
At 16. He actually the local garage. We live in a very small town, and he started there when he was 14 years old. He worked there for 53 years, and he bought that car when he turned ordered that car when he turned 16. Had it delivered to the garage.
That's badass. I agree with Ruben, dude. You need to do a video on that car and tell these stories.
Yeah, it's still sitting over at Grandpa's right next to the 69 Power Wagon.
Dude, you have to go over there and do videos on that and tell the stories, dude. That's so cool. That is rad. Yeah, you better win. You better win, dude.
I do not have the skills that he did.
God.
Just watching him, he was so methodical. He didn't even shift with a tack. Like there was no tack in that car.
Just pure feel.
Yeah, if you race the same thing for 50 years.
Yeah,
Yeah, that car is just I would love to have it, but like I said, I could never do anything with it.
You could bracket race the hell out of it just like Grandpa did.
I could.
Hell yeah.
The only thing that's different about that car is he put spiders on it. I don't know if you know about spiders.
No.
They're called they're made by an American wheel company. They were a company in the 70s.
Okay.
But they're a super cool wheel. Like they're actually made like local in Lansing, Michigan. But if you're in the Midwest, you know all about them.
Okay, I'll have to look. It sounds familiar, but I don't want to speak out of line, so I'll say no for now. But it does. I got on once I started collecting old hot rod magazines and shit, and like getting all the cool ads out of them. I remember I was so fascinated with all the wheel. I was like, "Fuck it!" There's like I didn't know for a long time. I didn't know fucking Krager made headers and shit. I was like, "What?"
Oh yeah,
yeah. Looking at those magazines, I learned so much just looking through those things. It's fucking, because that's so beyond our era. That and unlike you, my dad has my grandpa, there's no family racing history. I'm like the only asshole that's trying to take it to the next level.
So Krager actually used to make wheels for bicycles.
Oh no shit, that's crazy. I know I saw in some old van magazines and on eBay and shit, Krager louvers. I was like, oh, those money hungry pricks, they're just getting everything. Oh, that's funny. Okay, now I'm curious what these spider wheels are. So American Wheel Company, is that what you said?
Yeah, if you just look up spider wheels, you'll find them. They kind of have like the center of a keystone, but they like go into like a torque thrust kind of look, I guess is what you would call it. That's the best thing I got.
I'm getting a lot of fucking modern shit.
Well, do you have Facebook up right now?
I can get it up. Let's see. Yeah, I got it up right now.
If you go to my profile and then go into my albums and then my cover photos, there's actually the picture of when he won that race. So that's the best I got. But yeah, they're a cool wheel. Grandpa's cousin actually worked on the line, so he defected a set and then gave them to Grandpa.
That's cool. I'll look it up. That's now I'm curious. uh yeah, it sounds familiar, but like I said, I don't want to say that I if yeah, there's some weird shit on here. Google. God, I hate Google sometimes.
Let me see if I can find it. They're spelled it's SPYDJAR.
Okay. All right. You should have said that shit. Get all this import shit.
It's like 3 a.m., so you gotta give me a little bit of a break.
Let me ask you something, dude. While I got you on here, why the fuck did you call me out?
Oh,
I'm really curious. Be honest. You know I didn't have a car. What the fuck are you thinking? Did you? Hey,
Well,
did you think I was gonna bring the Mr. Norm truck out? Is that what you thought?
yeah.
Okay. Because that's
And
my
then
plan B. If this Roadrunner doesn't work out, I'm fucking towing the Mr. Norm truck.
Well, I figure worst comes to worst, I could always bring my tin grill.
Oh, that would be cool. Are you talking about these fucking things? If you're talking about these, no way.
Oh,
These fucking things?
hold on, I gotta come back to StreamYard. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen those. I didn't know they were called spiders.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I see.
Yeah, those things have been like that longer than you've been alive, and that's a long fucking time.
You fucking asshole. Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah, I was like, why the fuck would Dustin call me out? Damn it, God. Like, there's so many other people. I literally was not planning on participating in that event, dude.
I know. Well, I wasn't either, and then my dad brought it up, and he's like, "You gotta check this No Name thing out."
Damn it, Dustin's dad. Damn it.
Yeah, well, he's gonna be there.
Cool.
So, yeah, he as soon as I told him we were halfway, he's like, "Well, fuck, whatever more do you got? We got this 10-to-1 compression 360 over here. Let's go fucking kill people."
Oh man. Shit.
like he was dragging out the engine stand, and like, let's fucking load this thing up right now. Like, yeah, no, we're good on that, Dad.
I was thinking about it. I was trying to figure out how I could just play off. I was telling a bunch of people, I was like, dude, I'm gonna play like I'm bringing this 318. I'm building this 451, dude. It's going. I'm just gonna pop up like there's the 318, dude. Have fun. But I was calculating it all out. There's no fucking way I'm gonna make that happen. No way. So plan A has always been to send the 318 to the moon. So we're gonna send it to the moon. Now, if that 318 is not viable, then it's either go get. I've got people locally, like some of my friends, like sending me like free 318s and shit. They're like, "Oh, dude, you got options." I'm like, "Yeah, that's what I need. Free 318 again." The last one I had that I got for free, I ended up selling for $300. Super nice old guy, and I felt so bad because he got it home and he didn't test it or anything. I was like, "Hey, you're more than I got tools here if you want to check it out." I don't know shit about it. It's sat outside at my buddy's place for God knows how long. And he didn't do shit. He took it home. He's like, "Yeah, it's all froze up." And I was like, "Fuck." And I was like, "Hey, man, you can come get your money back, dude. I got it for free." And he's like, "No, that's what you get." And I was like, "Damn, okay. Hey, I'll pay you your money back, dude. I totally am not trying to fuck anybody over." I everything I sold him, he didn't even haggle with me on the prices. I'm like, "Shit, what else do you want to buy?" I'll sell the whole place.
I like those guys.
They're cool. They're very cool. Like the guy who bought my dart. That guy still pisses me off though because he was looking at my Kraggers on tires, and he knew something I didn't. I think, and he knew that Kragger was having a hard time getting their orders in for direct drilled wheels, and he was adamant about getting them. And I'm like, he's like, "What's your price?" And I'm just like, "Fuck it." And I forget what I told him. It was definitely over what I paid. And he just fucking, all right. He brought the fattest stack of cash I've ever seen anybody just pull out of their pocket. And I was like, "How do you fit all that cash in your pocket?" He's crazy. He owns a trucking company locally, and he has a lot of people have probably seen his dart. It's a badass 69 F8 green dart. It's blown on alcohol. It's pretty famous at muscle cars at the strip and shit. It's like it was a 9-second car. It's probably 7 or 8-second car now. But super cool guy. I mean, he was at first he was kind of an asshole, but like I know those types of guys. Like he came out, looked at the car, and he's like, "Oh, so what did you want for it?" And I told him I was like, "That's what I need to get out of it." And he's like, "I don't want that stupid hood." So I took the fiberglass 6-pack hood off, and I'm like, "Fuck, man, you're beating my car up, dude. What the fuck?" And he ended up buying it for more than I paid for it, so I made a little money there. Um, but he ended up putting it up for sale. I was pissed. I was like, because he gave me the story about, yeah, my grandson really likes the car, his car, and he's like, and this one's just like mine, so I'll get it to him. I'll put it on the wheels, and we'll surprise him with it, and he'll be like, oh, cool, it's like Grandpa's car. And then I see it on Facebook Marketplace. I'm like, shit, dude. I sold it because I thought it was going to be a cool story, but
Well, it amazes me what the youth these days aren't interested in. Like my carburetor guy, he had a, what the hell was it? I think it was a 66 or 67 GTX, was a 426 4-speed,
oh, really?
and he had no sons. He only had daughters. And then his
Yeah.
oldest daughter had a son, and he was going to give him that car for his 18th birthday. And he talked to him about it, and he didn't even want the car, so the dude went and sold it.
Oh my god. Man. uh
I
that's
mean,
that's
he put it on consignment and made like $110,000, but
Jesus Christ.
it's like, if your grandpa's going to give you something, like, especially with a Hemi, I mean,
Yeah, that kid's a dipshit. Man, talk
I,
about the uncoolest kid you could ever have.
he had me drive that car because he actually had ankle surgery, and he's like, I need you to test out the new clutch, and
Okay.
I went and drove it, and like, this thing's fucking dumb.
God, how crazy is that?
Oh, he was just a cool. He's a really cool guy. He rebuilds all my carburetors for me for $50.
Shit. Man, I don't think Jed Scott would rebuild anything for me for $50.
Jed's probably mad at me because I don't like that Holly that I have.
Oh shit, really?
That thing's gonna end up as a fucking wheel chuck.
What happened?
It has tried to kill two of my cars. There's something wrong the way it was machined inside, and the secondary stick and like will stick wide open for no reason. And my carb guys looked at it, and he says, "This thing's fucked up inside."
Damn, it's cursed. Did you get it from Jed?
No.
For a second, I thought you were like, yeah, Jed fucking screwed me over. I was like, oh no, this is gonna get bad.
No,
Oh man, okay.
no. That's just been my bad experience with Holly. But I've had great experience with those Edelbrock AVS2s though. Those things are fucking awesome.
Really? I just bought a Brawler 650 for my car because I was gonna get a Holly double pumper, but I was looking at the price. I was like, I'm on a budget here. What the fuck am I doing? I was trying to find a used. Nobody has a used double pumper. I was looking for either a 650 or a 750, and I couldn't find one that was reasonable here. Where I was like, all right, that's worth it. I was like, I'll just go buy a Brawler, call it good. It's a double pumper, mechanical secondaries. We'll run that. I think it'll be fine. It's just a 318. It doesn't need anything more than that. Because I was on the fence, like, I don't need a 750 for that. But then Jed made a good point. He's like, well, you could always, go bigger, and then that way you have something for a big block. And I was like, the 451, if I build that, I'll put like an 850 on it or something. I'll go big because that one's gonna squeeze too. Because I intended to have nitrous on that thing because I told my buddy that was helping me with it. I said, I just want to be able to not get embarrassed by like Hellcats and shit. So he's like, all right, we'll build a cheap 451 and we'll fucking put forged internals, H-beam rods, and it'll have a forged crank and fucking send it. We'll throw 250, 300 shots at it. I was like, fuck, yes. But
that's very similar to how we built that Woody wagon. We built that fully just to spray.
yeah.
And
How nasty is that car with a 451?
we haven't drove it yet. We actually got it to fire the other night. We had to pretty much build a K-frame for it because there was no, Chris Fields wasn't making slicks, big block motor mounts. And then we literally made the motor mounts, and then I seen on Schumacher that you could order the slant 6, the big block, like 2 days after we made the mounts.
Shit.
But No, that from what we talked with the engine shop that built the motor, that should be like 550 horse.
Yeah, that's what we were aiming for, right around 550. Um, I don't know, yeah, throw the squeeze on there, and talking about some pretty big power. Because that's one reason I read the 451 manifesto, and I was like, huh. I was like, maybe just do that. Why not? Because for a long time, I was also dumb to the capabilities of the 400. With that giant bore.
Mm.
And then when I read the 451 manifesto, it totally made sense. I was like, shit. I mean, for a poor man stroker, fuck, let's do it. And
Yeah,
thankfully, my guy had a bunch of shit on the shelf that he was using for his build, and he never got around to it. So I ended up getting all of it. Unfortunately, he got sick with cancer, and he had to shut his shop down. So I ended up going over there and picking the block that sat at his shop, because it was a buddy deal. Like, here, I'll give you some cash for all the parts, and you put it together in your spare time. The guy was so busy, he didn't have any spare time, but he was too nice to tell me, hey, man, I don't got time for your shit unless you're going to pay me like legit prices, which I totally get it. Had I known, I would have just paid him to have it done. But we also didn't expect him to get sick, because he just got an engine dyno. He got all this shit and then got sick. And
that sucks.
I was like, sweet, he can build it and we can fucking throw it on the engine dyno. We'll know exactly what the engine's making. That'll be fun. And he got sick and had to, end his shop and shit. So it was fucking a bummer. But he still has parts that he held out on me. He's telling me he's got the forged 440 crank, and he's got a quick fuel 800. And I'm like, well, let's talk, dude. So we'll see what happens with that shit. But Ruben wants to know what kind of ignition systems you run on your cars.
For the most part, we run factory Mopar ignitions, except for the wagon. We're running an MSD on just to try it out. But even most things that we run always have the Mopar ignitions in them. So
right on.
Always had good luck. We run the older orange boxes. We don't run the new stuff because they never seem to last.
I haven't had a problem with the one I put in my truck. I forget where I think I got it from Mancini. I was just like, let me just buy a cheap orange. But is it orange and cheap? Cool. Let me see if it works out. But this one, I have the same buddy that was hooking me up with the engine gave me a brand new billet MSD distributor. So now I'm like, well, I need to get a good box for it and shit. But it's going to be so ridiculous, dude, because I'm bringing the car pretty much in race trim, dude. It's going to have one seat. Like, I'm actually thinking about just yanking the heater, just fucking. I have also been looking at YouTube videos on how to make fiberglass parts. Like, that trunk is heavy as shit. I'm like, fuck, man. Cutting a giant hole in the hood. Like, there's a lot of shit I gotta.
I honestly, I don't know how you feel about it, but I've seen, because you have that single stripe.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen those guys with those your cars put the 75 Roadrunner trunk decal on your style car, and it looks so good. I know.
Really?
I just it flows with it. Just I don't know if you know the 75 decal very well.
I have to see what you're talking about.
They call it the tunnel decal because it has a tunnel effect.
Oh, really?
But it's honestly the coolest Roadrunner stripe in my opinion. Like,
really?
And you can buy them from like Phoenix Graphics for like $50.
Really? No, I gotta look at this.
Like it's like Wile E. Coyote.
Oh shit! Okay, I see what you're saying. Oh, that is such Mopar shit.
Yeah, that was the coolest thing about the 75 Roadrunners. Besides that was it.
one guy, not to go too far off subject, but he was on one of my YouTube videos, and he's like, please don't tell me you said you were gonna jack it up even higher. He said everything that I planned to do with that shit. Because I had this funny idea. You know how like the Superbirds and shit, they all have the Plymouth decal, and it's like that's kind of like what the Rice Boys did back in the day. You know what I mean? They fucking put stickers on and put them on fucking hijackers and fucking shackles. That's exactly what this car is gonna be. And I was like, God, it would be funny if instead I use the same font instead of Plymouth because I'm a podcaster. Have it say Big Mouth. I thought that'd be funny. And then he just talks all this shit. And I'm like, fuck, man, you're making me feel bad about my car, you fucker.
Well, it'll look like something out of an 80s high school parking lot. That's
That's
fine.
exactly that's what I want. That's like I'm like, hey man, that's what I want though. And he's like, all the morons did that shit. And I'm like, I guess I'm a moron then because I would have thought that was cool. Later, Johnny. Have a good night, dude.
That's that tan 80 Aspen RT that I got. That's entirely 80s high
Dude,
school
that thing is
parking
so
lot.
I love that car, dude. That car just fucking hits, dude.
That
That
thing's
hood,
junk.
the hood is fucking. It sets it off. I've never seen a hood on one of those cars like that. I've never seen the Hemi hood on it. It just fits the car perfect.
It's honestly funny because like where you would cut out for the scoop on the bottom
Huh?
is actually the like in between the strengthening of the hood is actually a Hemi scoop hood shape.
Oh, really?
So
This is perfect.
I just ran my die around that and cut that out, and it's a perfect hole, and the air cleaner fits through it and everything. And
hell yeah,
that thing is. I picked it up for $300.
the whole car.
Yeah.
Shit. See, now it's funny because I think I've seen pictures of it when you picked it up, or like before it was what it is now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if you would show the pictures side by side, you'd be like, holy shit, you can make a car where you're like, you can make it like, fuck, that's pretty fucking cool, dude. Like, I like it.
I did a video on that, like, because I asked that a few times, like, how cheap can you build those?
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
I mean, it's fiberglass away from being bland to
Yeah.
ridiculous looking.
That's my problems. I like ridiculous shit. I realized that really quick. My favorite Mopar is a Superbird. You know what I mean? It's like anything outlandish.
Oh,
Like,
I seen I seen a sassy grass green Challenger on Friday, and I seen a yellow Superbird
oh shit, Jesus.
on my main road, which I thought was freaking weird. They
Well,
were following each other, and they were driving in the rain.
Oh shit, gangsters. You live in Michigan though. I'm sure you see all sorts of cool shit up there, dude. Fuck.
I live in between like two big cities, so I really don't see too much. Like we're pretty rural over here,
Okay.
but we live in an odd town. Like used to be a factory in here that actually used to, we built the Shelby Mustangs. Like we finished
cool.
them,
Uh-huh.
and we finished the Stingray Corvettes. We did had a big fiberglass shop.
Wow.
So there was a lot of money in the 70s and the 80s, and then the factory shut down. So there's like still some like sweet cars around town.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But
how far out of Detroit are you?
About 2 hours.
Okay, that's not bad. Yeah, there's
So
still cool ass shit around there, dude.
it's you see some weird stuff. We have like a Pantera club that's local, and there's like fucking 50 of them. That in the
Damn.
you'll just see them around on the highway sometimes, like all of them, just all driving on the highway. I'm like, who? You didn't even know there's 50 Panteras left. But
that's no shit, right?
There's two towns over. There's a guy that has 2 red DeLoreans, and supposedly they're originally red.
Oh, really? Huh.
So
I've seen pictures of red DeLoreans. I always assumed they were like custom jobs.
I talked to him at the car show. He's a really weird guy, but I mean, he has 2 DeLoreans that are red, so he's got to be a little bit different. But he says they're original. I guess they made a couple gold ones and a couple red ones or something.
I had a little video I did because I was helping a buddy finish his route up at work, and it's right on Lake Washington, and it's this long back end. So I'm backing in this fucking thing. I got this giant garbage truck, and I look over, and there's a ratty DeLorean just sitting there, and it's got like a tree coming down on it. It's like the equivalent of a badass ratty muscle car. Like if I was a real big fan of DeLoreans like that, I would shit myself. So of course I took pictures of it thinking I was going to get rich on a viral video. And I posted it on a bunch of I joined all these DeLorean clubs on Facebook, and I started posting it. The next week it was gone because there's a local guy here. I see Paul said there's a DeLorean club in Spokane, in Redmond, Washington. I think it's Woodinville. You're driving on this road and you look over and there's this giant shop and it just says DMC, and the guy restores DeLoreans. So the rumor is that he saw the post and he's like, fuck that. I don't want, they found my little honey pot. So he went and picked it up. That's what I guess happened. But I was like, fuck, I don't even like DeLoreans like that. I just like the nostalgia because of Back to the Future and shit, you know?
Oh yeah.
They were just pieces of shit cars, but just the story alone of getting a ratty DeLorean would have been fun. I was like, I wonder if that guy would take $1,500 for that thing, and then I just flip it eventually after the novelty of having a shitty DeLorean wore off.
Yeah.
But it,
I found out like a month ago about a guy that collects Jensen interceptors. Like he's an
oh
hour and a
shit,
half
really?
away. Yeah.
Oh shit, could talk to
And
him and go do a video on that, dude.
oh, that's like a bucket list car for me.
Yeah, they're cool.
Like
I thought that there was one or that there were some that had Hemis. I didn't realize that they were all just 440 cars. I thought there was like a
well,
couple like
there was
outliers.
340 cars too.
There was oh really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh cool.
you could actually get a there I think it was what was it 72. You could get a 446 pack 4-speed Jensen Interceptor.
Badass.
And a Jensen Interceptor is like super light. I think it weighs like 3,400 pounds.
Wow.
That would be some stupid fun. But they're
Is
made by
it all fiberglass or what?
no, they're steel body, but they have like
Are
a
they steel
huge
body?
back window like a Barracuda,
Oh, okay.
and I guess they don't seal up really good, and they're made by drunks in the flatlands, so that's cool.
That's like the shitty Pantera of Mopars.
Yeah, but take one to a car show. What other one are you gonna see?
Oh fuck, none.
Exactly.
I think they're cool. Like I remember the first time I saw one, I was like, "What is that monstrosity?" And then I, I I swear I've seen one with a Hemi. I could be completely wrong though. I think I'm off base. But I didn't know they had 340s. I didn't know they came with 4 speeds. That's pretty cool. I guess that would be in a car like that. It would be expected actually. Now that I think about it.
I just think it would be fun to throw because the back window on those are literally like from C pillar to C pillar. So like you have like a big fishbowl in the back of you. Just throw that ass around like that and just
are they curved on the side of the windows?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to visualize in my head because I've seen the cars. I just
Well,
don't
you've
see them
seen
so
Fast and
often.
Furious.
They got one in Fast and Furious?
Yeah, that's when the Letty chick lost her memory. She raced that silver one with the Daytona.
Hmm. I just remember the Daytona and being pissed. I just like, fuck. And I wasn't pissed because there was a Daytona in the movie. I was pissed because most people watching it, other than like hardcores, like wouldn't know what the fuck it was. Like, and it was obviously it wasn't a real one, and there was obviously some dimensional alterations. But
Mhm.
I was just like, fuck these guys. Like when I was 16. Let's see, Fast and Furious came out in like '01, right? I was 16. I went to the movie premiere, and I remember being one of the only people that actually had a good reaction when the fucking Charger showed up. I was like, "Oh shit, there's a Charger in this motherfucker with a Hemi in it!" Like, and then I'm like looking at it like, "Fuck." Like that's a legit fucking car. And then I find out that they only used the Hemi for that scene and then they yanked it. I was like, what kind of fucking Hollywood shit? Oh man, I was so disappointed. Um
Dad
it
and
was
I watched that on VHS when it came out.
it was one of the only I out of all the bullshit that they talked in that movie, because I was around for the import scene. Fuck, I know all that shit. So like all the bullshit in the movie that was ridiculous, but the one thing that was like dead on until they showed the fucking thing on the road was the Charger. I was like, holy shit, that thing is legit. I was like it's got a fucking BDS blower or whatever on it. I was like, fuck, amazing. And then they fucking screw me over and I find out that it's got a fake blower on it when it's actually on the road. I'm like, oh, of course they're not going to put that engine in it, for real. But it was just cool that it was like out of every bullshit thing in that movie, that scene in that fucking shitty garage was legit. It was like, fuck yeah,
Yeah.
that's the best car in this movie. And
Oh,
nobody
yeah.
gave a fuck but me. I was like, damn, guys, come on. Do you know what the fuck that is? But
Oh yeah.
that's when
Yeah.
I realized I was like, I need a Mopar in my life. What the fuck? And I didn't get one until like 20 years later. Something like that. Something ridiculous.
It was like a month after that I actually bought my first car.
Oh
And
yeah? Nice.
yeah, well, after watching that, I'm like, yeah, I need a front wheel drive, turbo Mopar. So I went and bought a freaking Daytona.
Hell yeah, fuck yeah. I see there was a weird period of time between the age of 12 and I would say early 20s where the Mopar shit around here was just fucking. I don't know if people were smart because that time they were still kind of reasonable, and there was a lot of projects around. I shouldn't say a lot because that's against the point I'm trying to make. There was a few projects around, and they would get swooped up like that. And there's actually, I would venture to say there's more projects available now because of the resources that we have. We can see, what's out there than there was before. Because before you had Auto Trader and like Little Nickel, the internet really hadn't taken off for looking for cars. Auto Trader had a couple things, but the Mopar project car availability around me was slim to none. And everyone that I found, my dad, God, he pisses me off. I hope he watches this because every fucking cool Mopar project, a lot of them were fastback Barracudas, 68, 69. He would always just talk shit. We saw a Formula S, a 68 Formula S. It was primer black. We go and look at it. It's a 4-speed, pop the hood. It's a small block. And the guy's like, yeah, it's a 340S car. And at the time, I was too young. I think I was like, I don't know, 13 or 14. I didn't know enough about Mopars then to know how to read a block and shit and to tell what it was. And my dad's like, oh, that could be a 318 for all we know. And the guy's like, it's a 340. And my dad's like, yeah, but now that I know, I like, if I could go back and go, hey, fuckface, let's just check it out, and see what it is. Like, I didn't know. And I'm sitting there like thinking that my dad knew what the fuck he was talking about. And looking back, that car was $2,800 and it was solid as fuck. And I'm like, God damn it, Dad. And then there was the 70 Duster that I saw that was like root beer brown, and it had the hood scoop. It said 340 wedge on the hood, and it ended up. I found out later through somebody that's older than me that lived in the same area. He's like, "Oh yeah, that car had a 318 in it," but I thought it was badass, and I wanted it so bad. And it was in like the back lot where they keep all the shitty cars. And I was like, "Look at that fucking Mopar." We go over there, and the guy's like, "Oh yeah, that thing's like $3,000," and I was like, "Dad." And he's like, like they had a AAR CUDA fucking clone, and it was, I remember, I'll never forget, it was 10,950, and it was fucking FJ6, and I was fucking shitting my pants. I was like, this thing is fucking gorgeous, right? I'm a kid, and my dad's looking at it, and he's like, and this is like late 90s. And he pops the trunk, and there's a little water in the trunk. I'll never forget. There was like a little bit of water. And he's like, oh, yeah, this thing's probably rotting. Like, no, it's not. We don't even know what rotting is yet. But now we talk about it. He regrets all that shit. And I'm like, yeah, Dad, you really fucked me over. I could be ahead of the game right now. I could have some cool shit instead of buying all these fucking shit boxes.
Oh, well, when my dad was 14, because our family, we have a connection in Arkansas, so we try and get a lot of our cars from Arkansas because they have really clean cars out there.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad had like $2,000. This was back when he was 14, and so he gave it to Grandpa's buddy in Arkansas and said, find him a car. And he found his 73 Panther Pink Duster, and then he found a gray AAR CUDA. They were both for $2,000. And Grandpa told Dad to pick the Duster because it's lighter than the CUDA.
Oh man. Well, I mean, he was right. I see where he was going with that. He's a drag racer mentality.
But it's like thinking now, like, how much is that AAR worth? How many gray AARs are? I mean, it's, what is it? That GY6, that gunmetal gray.
I think so.
Walter would know.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't know. I sometimes I get fucked up on the paint codes. I'm trying to think. Did I say when I was talking about that AR? I think I said it was FJ6. It was FJ5.
Well, your paint codes are all different than my paint codes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that is very true. Oh,
because B5 changes every other year for freaking what color it is.
I remember getting confused as fuck when I started getting like later 70s shit. Because I'm like, what? RJ3? What the fuck? I don't know what any of this shit is. But that some paint codes, it's hard to find. Like my 78 van, it's like DT60. It's like DT2465. I forget the exact paint code, but I was looking it up and I saw like 4 different versions of it. And I was like, well, what is it? And so far, all I've come up with is coffee sunfire metallic or some shit like that.
It's the same color as the Dodge Super Coupe.
Yes. Yes, it is. It's actually a fucking great color when it's
It's
cleaned up.
beautiful.
It is
Beautiful.
amazing. Even the guy I bought it from, he's like, it looks like shit, but check this out. He's like, licks his thumb and rubs it. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, that thing's got some flake in it. Holy shit.
Yep.
No,
I
it's a
think
great
that's
color.
the only good thing about the late 70s cars is they put that nice fine metallic.
Yeah.
There's actually that's not TX8, but it's a T color, but it's a black sunfire metallic. So it's a
shit.
very dark black, but it has a vibrant red metallic flake to it.
Oh,
And when
cool.
they came on like 76 and 77 Aspen RTs, and that color when it's like new and like really nice paint, it is just jaw dropping. I have a buddy in Wisconsin. He has a Survivor 77, and that car when it's in the sunlight, it literally looks like a 80s street rod with that's fully sprayed all metallic, and it's factory paint.
Wow.
And yeah, that he's brought that out to the Gilmore Car Museum by us, and that thing is just it's jaw dropping. I told him that when he's ready to retire, that I'll sell all my kidneys so I can have that car.
You know what's crazy? I just kind of realized this. It's funny because like in the 70s when the muscle car era was dying and shit, all the good engines went away. Aside from the really cool shit, like even colors started sucking. It's like, could you have at least painted these cars something cool? Or did you know that they were complete shit? So you decided just to paint them shit. Like, I don't understand. But I guess if you look at like the houses and the decor of the time, I guess it kind of makes sense.
Yeah. But they did church up the names for the paint though. Like my 80 tan RT thing.
Yeah.
That it is literally there was 3 base model colors. There was the tan, there was the red, and there was the white, and they're like a kind of like a flat color.
Uh-huh.
And they call it, that's a like T4, and they called it cashmere suede. Cashmere suede. I forget what the last part is, but they really churched it up. And it is just it's an awful color. It's baby puke. But that car is really it was a literal grandma car.
That's funny.
And yeah,
Yeah, they did church up that name, didn't they? Fuck, could you imagine? Like the guy's like, time to pick a color. You're all ordering the car. Oh, that's funny. I wish I could have been alive during the time when you could go to a car lot and the used section is full of badass muscle cars, or when the new section was full of badass muscle cars, or even in the 70s when all the street vans were lined up. There's that iconic picture of that dealership that's got just nothing but street vans in the front. I love that picture. I'm like, God, that would be insane to see that shit.
Then my grandpa used to have a 76 short van.
Sweet.
And we actually went where the hell did we go with that? I think it was Mopar Nationals one year. I think that's what it was.
Huh.
Yeah, it had like sideways seats in the back, and we watched a TV because that was the thing. There was a TV in the back of it.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I need to figure out that shit for my van. It's gonna be ridiculous. I think about that too.
What did Jed do for the inside of his dad's van? Did he put wood in there? I haven't got that far in his videos yet.
From what I understand, they're gonna do thin wood panels in the back, but they're gonna cover them, I think, in black vinyl, and they're gonna button tuck it. I think. I saw one of the recent videos where his dad and his girlfriend are cruising in the van, and he's cruising in Jezebel, and Anna asked what his dad was gonna do with it, and he said he was gonna do black with the button tuck. I think he said vinyl. I think, but yeah, it's gonna be black. That van's pretty cool. I'm like, I'm just glad that vans are kind of, I guess, making a comeback. I guess.
Oh, I don't know if they really went away. I mean, we see a lot of them up here.
The hardcore vanners never went away, and if you ever say that, oh, vanning's coming back, those motherfuckers will get pissed. They'll be like, it's been here the whole time. You guys just think it's cool now. Like,
well, you live pretty close to California, so you see a lot more of them than I do, probably.
Not as many as you'd think, dude. Not as many as you think. I wish. Every once I do see them pop up a lot um for sale, and most of them disappear. There's a black one by me. It's a 76. It's got the big window or the big door in the back, if I remember right, like my dad's. It's black. The guy was asking like 3,200. It's down to 2,900. And if I didn't have my van, I'd probably buy that one. It's just got a 318. Mine's got the 360, and it's got the bigger optional 36-gallon tank that's plastic. Thank God, because I don't have to worry about it being fucking rotting on the inside. That's another thing with the Roadrunner. I gotta even think about that. Shit, I hope it's not rotted on the tank or inside the tank. That's gonna be a problem. But I'll just take that sucker out and put it in a fuel cell. Fuck it. Like, this is gonna be such a budget shitbox. It's not even gonna be funny.
At least you could buy parts for it though. Like you can buy new stuff for that year.
Some stuff. I mean, there's not as much as I was hoping. But
Well, if it makes you feel better, you can't buy anything F body.
yeah, that's got to be, man. I bet that shit goes for gold when you find one in the wrecking yard, unless you have a cheap wrecking yard. You get your shit for cheap or what?
Yeah, well, I have what is probably now Michigan's largest old junkyard, like 20 minutes from my house.
Jesus.
And it wasn't open to the public until 8 years ago. So there's still like whole Challengers and whole Chargers and all kinds of cool shit out there.
Oh, wow.
And they have like
crazy.
35 Aspens and Glories.
Holy shit. Wow.
Yeah, last time they crushed out was 75.
Wow.
So, and it's over
wow.
a quarter mile long. So I mean, it's
they got
fast.
A lot of shit. Wow.
And they stacked everything, so there's double.
Wow. Yeah, that's insane. So, is there a lot of shit available for your cars then there?
Yeah, I picked a lot of it over the, I sent you pictures of it.
I know, I saw it.
Yeah.
Are their prices pretty good or are they pretty crazy? Like, because I hear about all these salvage yards being insane for prices.
At the start, because it was like a son taking over his dad's business.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "Oh, let me see what they charge for it on eBay," and then I was like, "I'm pulling it myself. I'm not gonna pay you fucking eBay prices. Otherwise, I'd push buy it now."
Yeah.
And he eventually, I had to spend like $1,000 there, and now he's to the point where he's like, "You know, the old car price is better than I do. So what do you think it's worth?" I'm like, "Yes, thank you. Finally, we've come to this point."
Yeah.
But yeah, he's pretty realistic on things, and then some things he's just like out of his mind, like tin grill tailgates he thinks are worth $450 if they have.
Shit.
Yeah, I'm not giving you that much.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But
that's another problem is these tin grills are coming up in price.
I sold one of mine actually, and I took a down payment on it. So.
Oh shit! How many of those do you have?
5.
Okay, yeah, I thought it was a number kind of high like that. How many cars do you have total, dude? What the fuck? It's always bad when they have to look up in the sky and stroke their fucking beard when you ask them how many cars they
have. 9 F bodies. The Roadrunner. 18.
That's insane, dude. You got a pretty big shop. I see pictures of where your car's at. Is that your place or what?
That's place I rent. We're putting up a new shop this year, so
cool.
That's what we've been saving up for. That's what we sold one of the tin grills for. Yeah. So we're putting up a 32 by 60 this year with 14-foot ceilings.
Jesus Christ, nice. Yeah, so, here I am building a car in a fucking driveway. Okay, what am I doing?
I've built a lot of shit in my driveway.
Oh, I can imagine.
I did a whole my 72 4-door long box. I did a frame mount restoration into my driveway and come and swapped it.
Jesus Christ, dude! What have I got myself into?
I did it in 30 days.
Oh no shit! Damn.
Start to finish.
Okay, well, I guess I have no excuses then. God, I'm gonna look like a complete asshole if I don't make it to Sykeston. Oh man, oh this is good stuff.
Yeah, I do dumb stuff. My wife tells me that all the time. She was yelling at me today because I was over working on or getting the Plymouth ready, but we have a race the first weekend of next month we want to go to. So
Right on. So she's pretty into cars and shit too.
yeah, she likes that wagon more. She likes me.
It's funny how some cars like they eventually get their time coming around, because like I don't know. There's something just tells me that like if you were a high school kid and you had that car right now, you'd be pretty cool. But like in the late 90s, early 2000s, people would be like, look at that piece of shit. Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of funny how things work out like that. Because I was talking with Michaela earlier, and I was like, it's funny how you can drive a complete shitbox and people like think it's cool, and you're like, really? You think this thing's that cool, huh? It's like, okay. Like, I don't know. It blows my mind. It's cool that they think that.
Well, it's like that my Aspen that 1080 Aspen RT. I kind of built that as a joke, like
Did
seeing
you?
how cheap I could build it, and I've had stupid offers on that car. People love that fucking car. Like in the F body community, that car is famous.
Yeah.
Like for some stupid reason, and it's like it's junk. Like
Yeah.
it's literally built from junk.
That's
Like I had
hilarious.
headers sitting outside from the back of my house. I put them on that car. The transmission I found at the junkyard, and
Shit.
I got like $2,600 into that thing total.
Wow. You must like it if you didn't take those offers.
It's it you know it's fun because it gets 16 miles of the gallon and it runs
Jesus.
14s.
Wow. That's
So,
impressive.
and I built it and I wanted to see how if I could break it. So it cost me a set of rear tires every year. And I put 50,000 miles on that car since I built it 3
Wow.
years ago. And I finally just now actually I think I broke the flex plate. They put in a new light by the house, so I've been practicing my staging. And so I've been launching it really hard off the line, and then all of a sudden it just kind of launched weird, and then it left a huge transmission oil spot in the driveway. So I think I broke something.
Oh God.
So yeah, 50,000 miles. Yeah, drop it off the transmission guy. Cost me $250 to get a transmission rebuilt. So
Fuck. Man. Here I am trying to find a good deal on a used 833, and I'm debating on how hard. I've never built one or rebuilt one for that matter. And I'm like, it can't be that fucking hard. Like, I'm trying to do this so cheap that it's like, well, fuck, if I don't know how to do something, I guess I have to learn, huh?
yeah.
And if it fucking blows up, we're like, well, I guess I'm not that good at that yet. That's kind of the fun thing for me about this car. It's actually, I'm really excited to get into some shit that I haven't gotten into yet. So it'll be fun. I needed somebody to call me out and fucking make me put my money where my mouth is, dude. What little money I have. So it'll be good. I cannot wait. The fun thing is if I lose the first race to you, then I have to go on, and there's a bunch of other people that I'd like to get a chance to run. And I think I said it earlier. Jed said he would run me, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna throw everything I have at Jezebel, and I know I'm gonna lose, but it's just the sport of it, dude. The amount of
you should challenge him to a bracket event. Screw the call out shit. Do a bracket.
Jed doesn't even want to do any call outs.
I seen that.
He doesn't like that shit.
It would even it up a little bit.
It would, yeah. I'm not interested in that though. I'm interested in people going watch Jezebel smoke the shit out of this shitty Roadrunner and me just blowing it to hell. It's gonna be fun seeing Jezebel at the line, seeing the fucking dumpster fire at the line, and just purging the nitro. I'm gonna get the biggest purge valve I can, so that thing fucking shoots 30 feet in the air. And then they're gonna watch it leave the line, and they're gonna be like, "That thing is slow as shit." But I don't know. I've seen some builds online. There was one guy that was running a. I don't want to misquote the year, but it was like a mid 70s satellite 4-door sedan, 318 car. He took it on drag week with nitrous, and I guess it was running pretty strong. And there was nothing crazy done to it. And I was like, fuck, I guess these 318s are kind of strong. So we'll see how strong they are.
You definitely should put lower gears in it.
I don't even know what gears it has. We'll find out. We'll find. Are you
Well,
talking about the transmission? What are you talking? What are you talking
no,
about
the
here? The
rear
rear
end.
end? Okay. Okay.
A,
I
a,
don't
a,
even know
a,
what it's got.
a good like cheap, like the swept lines for
Uh-huh.
trucks. If you got a slant six one of those and like a D200, they came with 391 gears,
Oh, really?
and they're usually dog legs, but you can pick them up really cheap. So I mean, you don't need sure grip to launch off the line.
It's true. I'm thankful that it has a 8 3/4 in it. Um, when I looked underneath it, I was like, okay, cool. That's you know, everybody's like, just fucking weld it. Like, yeah, I guess. It all depends on the fucking how much money I can make between now and just before September. I have a feeling that most of the money's going to come in really close to the deadline. So that's why I need to get all the the nitrous kit can wait. I canceled an order that I had because I was like, "What are you doing? You don't have like the car doesn't even fucking run yet, asshole!" Like, Jesus Christ. Uh, so yeah, I was popping off earlier today. I was like, "Yeah, just put in an order at nitrous fucking outlet," and I was like, "Bad idea." Why did I say that shit? But yeah,
Well,
so
I'm hoping we don't break it before we actually can get out there.
fuck. I
That
hope
way I don't have
not
to do
too,
any more
because
work.
you have to bring out that fuck. And I have to lose to a Woody wagon.
I can bring the Super Coupe,
Okay, yeah, bring that.
or I can bring the 80. I can bring the
Fuck,
77.
bring them all. Bring the fastest one you got.
I don't want to bring the wagon. I really don't.
I need you to burn off the tires.
The nitrous purge on that one it's in a fun spot.
Oh shit.
But yeah, that I'm not allowed to drive that one. That's specifically hers.
Fuck, let her drive it.
Oh, she's gonna get a lot of practice in this year. That Dad's made absolute sure of that. So,
Nice. Are you bringing your whole family out to Saxton or what?
my daughter won't be, but I'll
Mm.
be bringing my dad and my wife. So
Cool.
it was Dad's idea. So he's yeah he's a I guess what you'd call an early boomer. He's way too young to be a boomer, but he has the mentality of one. But he like got rid of all of his TV and everything, so he just watches YouTube. And he's like, "You gotta go to this."
That's funny.
So
That's cool though. I mean, he discovered it. That's
yeah,
that's awesome.
he was the whole idea behind the whole thing, and he was like, "You need to get your YouTube thing going." And he doesn't even know the name of my YouTube. He's never even watched a single one of my videos, but he's like, "Yeah, you got to get that going so we can go to this shit."
This
So
guy right here. Hold on a second. Not to be argued, but it pains me to hear you call a Roadrunner a dumpster fire. Oh, you mean my dumpster fire that my wife named it? It is sacrilege. Also, the car is really, really nice. I know, as you've shown in your videos. The inside of the car is like completely. If the outside was as nice as the inside, like, I'd be a very happy man. But it's nice to me because I don't have to worry about floors and shit like that, and I don't really care about the exterior. You know, I don't plan on ever. I was telling my wife, I was like, this is going to be a fun like race car for me because I came to the conclusion a long time ago. There's always going to be a better driver. There's always going to be somebody with a faster car. For me, it's just a matter of how much fun I can have. So if this shit box looking car that's somewhat nice on the inside can be set up, I really got inspired when I saw the guys that were building Project Tetanus. That car is that car. That car gives me wood, dude. You know what that car? You know that car?
mm-mm.
It's the '69 Roadrunner that's got nitrous. It's a complete ratty shit box, but the thing is badass. He races on the street. It's a street race car. You can see it on YouTube under 660 Street. Uh, they have some. This thing pulled the front wheels off the ground. Project Tetanus. Like this car is my fucking lame version of what that car is because it's bad. I think they finally got it's got a stroker Hemi in it. I think on nitrous. It's just fucking badass. I love that car. I actually talked to it when it first started popping up on Facebook. I reached out to him, and the podcast was still in the early stages, and I wanted to get him on the show. And they're like, "Yeah, we're down," and I just haven't gotten around to it because there's I really wanted to build the show up so that there's more people watching it. Same with like people like, I don't know. The show's at a point now where I feel comfortable going out and getting people to come on the show because it's bigger. Before I was like, no one's going to want to come on a show that's got a couple hundred people watching it or listening to it. But now that it's bigger, it's easier to get guests, and I think now would be a good time to get Project Tetanus because I haven't heard too much about it lately. But it's a badass car, dude. You got to check it out for a ratty Mopar. It's awesome.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm glad I won't have the rustiest car there because that freaking 43 is rusty. Like it was should have been parted out rusty. The floors have actually been patched 3 times.
Oh, really? Fun.
Yeah, I had to put a new subframe in it.
Oh wow.
So I've gotten F bodies are known for having rotted out subframes, so I've gotten really good over that over the years. But it's never a fun one to accomplish. So,
Man, what time is it where you're at right now, Dustin?
I don't know, probably like 4.
Jesus, go to bed. What the fuck are you doing?
I got I'm sitting here talking about rusty crap, I guess.
Yes, hell yes.
But yeah,
Auteur, is that how you say your name? I think Auteur is how you say your name. If I'm wrong, let me know. He says, I estimate it would cost me $3,000 to get from California to that event and back in gas. And what's the point in going without a muscle car? I'm despairing. Man, if I can do it, you can do it, dude.
oh yeah. I think it's going to be expensive for a lot of people, but I think
gonna be
people
so
that are
expensive.
committed that are going to, you're either going or not. And the money doesn't really come down to it too much. But
For the people that are going, and obviously it's YouTubers, like if we're talking about the participants, it's worth it because your shit will probably be on every channel that goes there. At some point you will get. That's why, like, I'm planning on going. My shit's gonna be plastered all over that car. You know what I mean? I was actually gonna, if everybody wanted to, like, I hope that everybody like shares stickers and shit, and we all just go stickered up with all each other's channels and shit. I thought that'd be kind of cool.
oh yeah,
I'm down with that. So if any of you out there have stickers, send them me. I'll send you some stickers. I got to get some new ones made. Dumpster Fire, like I said, it's gonna have something cool. It's gonna be badass. I'm excited.
my wife was wanting to get one for the back of the car that says, "I see you, Chris."
I like that. That's funny. There's I was showing some of my buddies. I don't know how I came across it, but there's this hood ornament that is Wile E. Coyote on top of an Acme rocket, and he's like hanging on, and it's like blowing his hair back. I was like, I'm putting that fucking hood ornament on the car because everybody's already killed the angry duck shit, and I love that shit from the movie Convoy. And then everybody like because of Death Proof, like now it's the Death Proof duck. It pisses me off because I'm like, dude, back when CB radios were pretty big in the late 80s and early 90s, and my family was into CB radios for some reason, and like the vanning and all that shit. And my nickname when I got on it was the Rubber Duck because of Convoy. So when everybody started adopting the Death Proof duck, I was like, that's a Convoy duck, dude. What are you guys? That's an angry Convoy duck. But it's all good. I found the Wile E. Coyote on the rocket, and I was like, perfect. I'll put the purge valve out his ass so that when it blows out, it blows out the rocket. I was like, oh, that'd be awesome. But it's $300 fucking, and I was like, that ain't in the budget. Not for no fucking hood ornament. Fuck. I couldn't believe it. I was like, God damn.
Yeah. My dad was big into the whole CB thing. That carried over into us. After I heard about, Chrysler making those AM FM CB radios and even the AM CB radios. Yeah, I just put an AM FM CB radio in the Super Coupe this week, and I actually sourced a AM FM CB power antenna.
Oh shit!
When you turn the key, it freaking shoots out of the car.
Yeah.
I found that in my parts stash, and I actually looked it up.
Wow.
It's like a $500 freaking antenna.
Jesus Christ!
Like,
That's funny.
we'll put that on that car. So, yeah, that's gonna be a good trip this week. We're leaving Wednesday at noon for Alabama. So
right on. How far of a drive is that for you guys? That's like a day or two, right?
No, more than that. It's like 2,200 miles.
Damn. So that's almost the because from Washington to from my front door to the drag strip in Sykeston is like 23 something 100 miles. And if you if you map it out on any of the map programs and you go for the quickest way, it's 1 day 8 hours, which equates to like 32 hours. So I'm gonna be tired as fuck when I get to Sykeston, but we're gonna make it happen. I'm gonna buy a case of energy drinks and I'm gonna be just wired, just nuts. I don't even know. It's gonna be
You need to find a co-pilot.
I'm trying. Did you hear Michaela? She was like, "I'll do it," and I was like, I was pissed because Johnny Mopar. I tried to offer him a sweet deal and he rejected me. I was like, I thought we were friends, Johnny. But
You tell him I'll send him feet pics. He'll be fine.
I got my buddy Paul who helped me get the Roadrunner. He's gonna try to co-pilot. Paul, you're still on the list, buddy. But if I have to do it by myself, I can do it by myself. It's not. I used to drive over the road, so I'm not worried about it. It's just I'll be live streaming the whole damn thing just to keep myself like entertained. We'll see who tunes in, but there's going to be so many people live streaming on their way to Sykeston. There's going to be like 3 people on each channel. You'll find out who your real fans are.
My dad wants to drive the whole way, so I'm going to let him. So.
Oh, you I'm jealous, dude. Maybe I'll just Uber it.
Just get the car shipped and sleep in the trunk.
I got to tell John Wilburn that if I fail miserably and I can't bring dumpster fire, then I'm at least going to make an entrance and I'm going to get a helicopter to drop me off right at the end of the track. Just drop me off right here. I'll be like, who's this asshole in the helicopter? It'll be playing the music and shit we're talking about.
And I sent in my registration a couple weeks ago, and I want to make sure I did it right because I hadn't heard anything. But
I didn't hear anything either. I think it's a scam. I think he's just taking everybody's money.
Yeah. You had to copy and paste like the link to your thing, and yeah, I might have fucked that up. I don't know.
I just hope this event is a success because, like I said, I'm looking forward to the second one because I'll hopefully have more time to get ready and have a car that makes sense and not the one I'm building. But we'll see. We'll see, man.
I hope there's more than one Volare there at least.
I don't. I want you to be the only one because then everybody's gonna want to watch. Dude, we need to make this shit the race to watch, dude.
I brought the loudest car appearance wise that I could. I mean,
it's pretty fucking loud.
I think I will have the biggest numbers on the side of the car probably there.
I should never mind. We'll save some surprises.
34.
I was thinking about that, or like upside down 43.
I know a guy.
Yeah, actually I saw some of those pictures, dude. That's pretty good work. I like it. Very cool. I'm so obsessed with nostalgic drag cars, and I was trying to think of something cool. I've been inspired by some of the shit that I've seen in old Superstock magazines and stuff, but I'm like, I don't know. And I already have a vehicle that's lettered up and shit, so I'm like, I don't know. But I really wanted to do like a vintage, like nostalgic looking talking Mopars theme to it. Mm-hmm. Just because it's like they didn't have podcasts back then, so that makes it asinine that I would do it. So like, why not?
It'd be fun. Just match the font that's on Mr. Norm, so it'll work.
Yeah, I mean, could. I don't know. There's a lot of fun stuff. I've seen some really cool guys do some hand lettering shit at shows here. My buddy Jesse has his swept line. He had that lettered up at a car show, and it is badass. So I'm trying to figure out if 86, that would be funny. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to have a fun time, and I'm trying to put on a show so that we at least get seen, because if this trip's going to cost me a bunch of money, I need to see something out of it. And if that means getting to 1,000. Because now that I hit 500, my next goal is to hopefully get to 1,000 subscribers by Sykeston, so that the shit will be monetized when I'm there. So all the content will be monetized. That should be everybody's goal. But we'll see. It's going to be a lot of fun no matter what. I'm most excited to race you because you called me out. But when Jed actually told me that he'd run me, but he's not going to respond to the call outs from anybody else, I thought that was pretty funny. I was like, oh shit. It created a giant shitstorm. But it's funny. Because I want to see Jezebel run. It's like a mythical creature. Like,
Right.
So yeah, I would have, I'm not saying anything disparaging about Jed because I like Jed. But if it was me and Joe called me out, dude, I would have went WWF style on him. I would have cut a monster promo and said, "Did you call me out? Who the do you think you are, Joe?" I would have just Jezebel's hungry and she loves fried fish. I would have just went off. But that's the kind of jerk I am, and that's why I like amp it up when I talk to you about it. Because it's just fun. It's fun, dude. Fuck.
It's shit talking at its finest, so you got to do it.
Yeah. It wouldn't be as fun for me if somebody was like seriously talking shit. You know what I mean? Like it was like some other podcaster and he's like, "Fuck talking Mopars," and he went off and was talking shit. I'll be like, "Well, now you're not making it fun. Now you just make me want to kick your ass." And not on the track, make me want to slap you in the mouth. But this kind of shit, this is fun. This is fun to me.
Oh yeah.
So when
I do it anyways. So.
All I know is that when I beat you, you're gonna have to call me daddy. That's all.
Papa Smurf, we'll settle for that.
Okay. Yo soy tu papá.
Yeah. I was still so sad there was no Pizza the Hut, gifts on Facebook. I'm just heartbroken about that because that should never be forgotten because that was like ultimate film history right there.
There was a lot of references in that movie. I got to watch that movie again. It's been a long time, but I'll never forget. When I was a kid, I thought it was so funny when Rick Moranis is like, "I see that your Schwartz is as big as mine." Like, that shit is so funny. Oh god. John Candy too. Rest his soul. I love that guy. This is the guy who, Auteur, you talk a lot of shit to me about how I want to build my car, and frankly, I don't care. See, he said, guys in the 70s, this is a guy. Guys in the 70s used to put big Plymouth decals on the quarter panels to copy Superbirds. That's me. Lots of free decals from the hot rod shop. Hey, I love free decals. Send them all to me. It seemed dumb to me even at the time. I guess you're going to think that I'm pretty dumb, buddy. And that's okay. What does Adam Sandler say in The Wedding Singer? Well, I have a microphone and you don't. So you will listen to every damn word I have to say.
Oh, that was a great movie.
Yeah. God. All right, dude. I'm going to let you go to sleep. Yeah. It's going to be fun, dude. I can't wait. It's pretty sad when the guy you're racing might be calling you for advice. Like, "Hey, dude, I'm trying to build this car to race your ass. I need some help." I'm flying you out. I'm flying Dustin out to Seattle. Like, "Hey, dude, I'll fly you first class, and you should help me build this shit in my driveway."
Hey, it's not the first one, but it's either have time or ambition, and I think that's what it comes down to. And I have neither, so I have to find the ambition. And like I said, I've been 10 days in the garage until midnight or later.
That's the way to do it. When I stop putting out podcasts and you guys see me go dark for a while, that means that I'm getting serious. Not that I'm not serious now, but I need the money. The money right now, I'm sitting on a certain amount of money and I have to play it smart because I still don't have transportation. Like, now I'm trailering the car and I don't have a trailer yet. So I'm like, okay, I got to rent one. I might have to go there in a shitty U-Haul again. That's going to suck. But someone told me that there's guys that will rent their trailers, even for out-of-state shit, cheaper. So I got to look into that. You just have to have, obviously, insurance and shit. But if I can find something like that.
If you give U-Haul a hard time, then you can, if you get to the right person, they'll knock like a day fee off or whatever.
No shit.
You can be like, "Yeah, I got a flat tire last time and they were supposed to cop me and they never did." And I've done that shit before. So
What the fuck is this guy talking about? If you build a car to win, how can it make a 1,000-mile trip? I'm trailering it, dude. I'm an idiot. I'm not that much of an idiot. I'm trailering that motherfucker. I was talking to Scott from Heaven's Mopars about his Duster, and he was telling me he was about to drive that thing out to Sykeston. I was like, "Are you out of your fucking mind?" I was like, "Damn." But he doesn't have anything to tow with either. He's trying to build a tow vehicle. I'm like, "Yeah, man, you're crazy." I still haven't looked into a semi. I told him, I was like, we could just rent a semi and a big ass trailer and we could tow both of them. I was like, I can
Well,
drive a semi. No thing.
I think you can. I think it's what is it? Not Penske, but
Penske, you can rent semis.
no. Well, I'm trying to think of what it is, but there's a company you can rent like 2,500 or 3,500 Ram trucks from. Like I just can't think of the name at the moment.
Do they got fifth wheels? Like I could put a 2-car hauler on it, like one of the big
Yeah,
ones.
I'm trying to think of what the hell it was. There's a guy that runs. He ships cars from Iowa to Michigan all the time, and his truck broke down, and he rented him one the other day. I can't think of his name. It's 4:00 in the morning. You have to give me a little bit of a break. Oh, they're white trucks too. I can't even think of them. If I think of it, I'll send you a message.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking at any and all options, but likely I'm going to be towing it with my daily driver, my Durango.
Well, that's new. You should be fine.
Oh, the Durango will be fine. It'll tow it just fine. I'm more worried about the cost of, no matter what. It's like I was thinking about it, and I did the calculation, and based on the quotes I was getting to haul Mr. Norm to Mo Party this year, that was going to be $4,000 round trip, and I know it'll be less, but just going to Sykeston. But then I did a little quick math, assuming that my Durango is going to get 9 miles to the gallon, which it'll probably get better than that. So I was just rounding down. I'll probably save $1,000 just in fuel cost alone. So, I mean, if you compare the shipping cost to if I just drove it myself, aside from wear and tear on the car, I don't care about that. But versus spending $4,000 or $3,000 and just having to drive it there myself and not also worry about my car or whatever being on a stranger's, not that I worry about hauling my stuff like that. It doesn't make me comfortable knowing that it's going to be there a couple days before me or whatever and shit like that. I'd rather just tow it there, and then I'll feel good putting it on my own trailer and shit and bringing it back home broken.
Right.
But yeah.
But yeah. Oh, I don't know if we talked about it before, but if you ever get a chance at the end of July for like a free spot in your travel time, have you ever heard of Gilmore Car Museum?
Oh yeah, you told me about that. That's right.
I did. I couldn't remember.
I had it written down somewhere too. What was it about again? I remember you telling me about it, and I wrote it down because I was like, yeah, maybe I might be able to make it out there.
They're North America's largest car museum, for one.
That's right. Yeah.
And they have an all Mopar show. So it's 90 acres of cars.
That would be, if I can just, in a couple years, I will probably be able to afford to go to as many events as I can. Right now, I have to be so, like, I mean, this year, all that was left really aside from local stuff was Mo Party. And then I thought maybe I'd get another excuse to go to Vegas for SEMA. Not that I want to go to SEMA because it just wasn't my bag. You know what I mean? It's a lot of new shit, a lot of lifted. If you like lifted trucks and shit that have ridiculous lifts with like 34-inch wheels and crazy shit like that, SEMA's your bag. For me, it was just
if you did it once, you're good.
Yeah, I mean, I guess being a car enthusiast in general, it's cool, but I would much rather go to like a Carlisle or like even just go to the Wellborn Car Museum and just look. That's more my thing. Were there some cool Mopars there? Yes. Were there enough to whet my beak to go, I'm going back to SEMA? Absolutely 100% no. none of the content really performed like I thought it was going to, because I thought there was going to be a bigger turnout of
Mhm.
Mopars, and the biggest turnout was like Jeeps and shit, like, and the new fucking Broncos. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just
Carlisle's fun. Carlisle's a lot of fun.
yeah. See that seems more fun to me. I would much rather go to a show and talk. Like I had more fun at Muscle Cars at the Strip looking at the swap meet than I did at SEMA. And like I said, it's not to disparage SEMA. If I had the means, I would go just to go and see the cool new products and stuff. Because that was
Mhm.
cool. Talking to a couple of people that had some cool Hemi stuff and stuff like that. That was fun. But mm, there's much more. The amount of money I spent, I could go to Carlisle. So I was like, "Fuck, why wouldn't I not just go to Carlisle? That's more my bag anyway." So
As a warning though, Carlisle, it's always hot as hell.
I
Like
keep hearing that because it's in what, July?
it is always. I don't know if it's the elevation, but it is always humid. And my wife actually, the last time that her and I went, it was right after we bought our house, and she cleaned out the flower garden in front of it. She had full on head to toe poison ivy the last time we went to Carlisle. She was absolutely miserable. So she didn't have a good time last time, but we're gonna redeem it this year. We're taking the Super Coupe out there. So
Awesome.
that's
Yeah, Carlisle. How long does it take you to get to Carlisle? Shit. That's a drive
uh
too, huh?
9 hours one way.
Fuck. See, once you get over to the East Coast and Midwest, the travel time is way better. When you're on the West Coast and you talk about going to this, it's like you're either jumping a plane or you're taking a week off of work.
Yeah,
So
it's oh. We know so many people at Carlisle though, just the B-body guys, and that we booked a house with those guys. So I think when we calculated it out, it was like 250 a couple from Wednesday to Sunday. Stupid dumb cheap.
that's crazy.
So and you can park your car at the house and all that stuff. And I
Oh
think there's a
yeah.
pool too, if I remember right. But
Damn.
I can't swim. I'm Dutch, so I don't know how to swim.
That's hilarious. Um, all right, dude. I think I'll let you go to bed. I think I'm gonna go to bed too. I got some work to do on that fucking Roadrunner. I gotta
Yeah,
sort out this wiring shit. I've it's either find an original fuse fuse panel and just rewire it that way, or rewire the whole car with a minimalist system, which I'm almost leaning more towards. I just have to really think long and hard about if I ever want to do anything with this car other than just have it be like a budget street slash strip car that just fucking beat up on. I think that's what I'm leaning towards. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't even want it to have a heater. I'll pull the fucking heater out. I don't give a shit. uh,
yeah, but then you're gonna want to go to a car show, and it's gonna be somewhat humid
yeah.
out. And you're gonna need defrost.
That's another thing. Is like when you have like do you ever have a problem like deciding which car you're going to take to an event?
Absolutely.
Yeah. See, that's a problem. I don't like that problem. And if I had to pick, most of the time it's going to be the Mr. Norm truck because that's my favorite. Now that could change. That could change once I whoop everybody's ass in Sykeston. I might like this Roadrunner more. No.
Yeah, it's
uh,
we're actually we're doing our car hauler trailer, the flatbed one.
hmm,
I'm gonna paint that because I got this new awesome spray gun that sprays amazing. But my 72 tin grill
hmm.
is actually the same colors as the petty car,
Shit.
and they're both ratty.
Yeah.
So I'm going to paint the trailer, and then I'm going to ratty it. So it'll be like, you know, the guy, the 80s asphalt, racer
Hell
that
yeah.
retired in the 80s. Well, he
Yeah.
just drug his shit out of the fucking barn and he's going back to the track.
I love it.
Yeah.
Dude, the
So
amount, dude, there's gonna be such cool fucking pictures at this event. I hope they got some good photographers coming. That's gonna be a problem if they don't.
I yeah, I think there's gonna be a lot of cool cars there and just stuff you don't see, but I think there's gonna be more GoPros and cameras.
Oh yeah, oh, 100%, 100%.
everybody's me walking around with something in their hand. But
Yeah. It's gonna be fun, and I can't wait.
absolutely.
So
That
let's put on a show. All right.
oh yeah.
Let's put
So
on a show. I would like to do a best out of 3. We'll see if the cars can handle it. I don't know. I don't expect to get much more than 1 run, just because I expect that place to be so fucking packed that there's no choice. Like, all right, 1 and done. Let's do it.
oh yeah, that's you know, I expect like the next 2 months for like the double, entrance.
It's gonna be crazy. I'm trying to figure out if there. He said there's no curfew there, so we could run well into the night, which I'm cool with. But I say when the sun goes down, we get crazy and do arm drops and shit and fun shit. Like I
Ugh.
it'll be fuck that light. You're not even posting the times. What's the point? Fuck it. No chases a race bullshit though. We'll leave on the drop. That's about it.
This whole 8th Mile thing is just still just throwing me off. I've been doing a bunch of reading on it and just trying to figure out exactly what all we need, and we don't have 8th Miles around here. I mean, we have all everything's quarter. There's not an
Yeah.
8th Mile track around here.
Fuck. They don't even run the 8th.
I think they run the 8th for. I think there's one class at Martin, but it's nothing that we get into. So it's like,
Mm.
I don't even know what an 8th Mile run is, or what's a good 8th Mile run time. I mean, is it 8? Is it fucking 5? I don't.
I mean, it depends on how fast you are, I guess. If you
It's,
talk to street outlaws, it's like 4.
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I don't. I've been looking at that too, like, because I got a 3-speed, and if I can't afford the 4-speed, I got to figure out, am I going to be crossing the line, shift? Because I don't want to. I'll fucking pin that fucking thing. I do not want to fucking lose because I had to shift. And that's another thing. You got the automatic, right? So you're gonna have that advantage. There's only.
I don't have an automatic at all.
Is it a manual valve body or what?
Yeah, it's a reverse manual body.
Okay. All right. That's okay. Still fucker. Fuck. I just have this feeling that something catastrophic is going to happen to that car. I'm going to get it there and something catastrophic, aside from the nitrous, I feel like something catastrophic is going to happen. I'm going to be like, you mean to tell me I drug this fucking thing all the way here? I might sell it right there on the spot. First
Well,
with 12.
have somebody bring an extra 318. If it blows up, we throw it in between heats. It's not like a
God,
318's that, but
that
they
would
had to
be
put in.
fun. That would be cool. We'll have to see what fucking plays out, but I can't imagine it would be hard to find a 318 in Missouri. Like,
Yeah. Maybe
have
somebody will blow up the rear end and you swap them motors for a heat.
Yeah, have every have everybody go live at the same time. Hey, Talking Mopars needs a 318 right now in Sykeston.
Roadkill does that shit all the time.
Oh yeah.
So I don't see why Sykeston, with having YouTubers through the whole entire freaking globe being there, that couldn't happen. So
Yeah,
it'll be fun.
we'll
It'll
figure it out.
definitely be fun.
This guy, Auteur, you are a fucking pessimist, dude.
It's
Durango
probably
is scary
Johnny
for.
fucking with you.
That'd be fucked up, dude. Johnny, I fucking hate you. Durango is scary for. Yeah, if you're a pussy. I can drive anything, dude. I'm not scared of shit. I drive sketchy ass garbage trucks all the time down big hills. I'm not worried about nothing.
Yeah, I am jealous how clean that Roadrunner is, though. It looks really nice from the pictures.
The inside could not be cleaner. I had to clean up some mouse poop, and like I could have washed it with a rag. I didn't even need to pressure wash it. I just did for the sake of it, and now I have a giant video to edit, which I was supposed to do tonight, but I decided to go live again anyways. So, but yeah, I mean, I couldn't ask for much for what I paid for it. Fuck. Scott, thanks again, dude. You hooked me up, dude. I will not forget that. He's one of the guys where if I ever, come across some shit and I got to pay a guy back for hooking me up, he's one of them. Like, well, you're definitely in my good graces now, dude. Like, I can't, I can't be fortunate and not help him out a little bit if he needs my help. So I got to do what I got to do. Pay it forward. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know how that goes.
Yeah. 10-4. All right, buddy. Well, I'll let you go. We've been going for almost 2 hours anyway, and Dustin
Yeah.
didn't leave me hanging like the rest of you. he he came on, helped
God,
me
what
out.
time is it?
For you, late. It's like 4.
Yeah, it's like fucking 4 a.m. I have a hair appointment at 8 o'clock to get my hair fucking cut. So
You ain't getting your fucking haircut. Shut up.
I fucking look
Leave it.
like
That's it.
Bozo the Clown.
New challenge. Grow our hair until Sykeston. Whoever loses has to shave it bald. Everything.
No.
Okay.
I had to fight my wife so I could grow my hair out. I actually had a full on mullet at our wedding just because she
Oh
told me I
my
couldn't have it. Yeah,
Oh.
you ever heard the song "Queen of My Double Wide Trailer"?
No, but I love it already.
Yeah, that was our wedding dance song as
That's
a joke.
hilarious.
I can't believe you never heard of that. I mean, you're a child of the '70s. You should have heard of
A
that.
child of the 70s. Keep talking shit. I'm an 80s baby, dude.
Tracy Lawrence? You never heard of Tracy Lawrence?
Tracy Lawrence, I've heard of. I don't know the song though. I'm gonna have to look up the song. My wife does
Oh
this
my
shit to me all the
god!
time. Do you know this? I can't believe you don't know that shit. I'm like, fuck, guys.
You're like
I agree.
it's like the best song of the '80s, hands down.
No, I disagree.
Oh my god! That's all right. One of these days we'll have to culture you. That's all right.
Play it on the if 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 I lose, I will play it in the non-existent speakers in the Roadrunner. Listen to it at the track. That's the deal.
All right.
All right. All right, guys. We're out of here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining us in the chat. We will see you guys later. Adios. No Mopar left behind. And thank you, Paul, for showing up. And the rest of you guys too. Raker, Dean, obviously Paul, the weird porno bot that shows up every once in a while. Thank God that didn't come on when Miss Mopar was on. I was having anxiety. I was like, if that stupid fucking that porn bot is like the bane of my existence. But, all right, we're out of here.
All right.
See you guys
See
later.
you, man.
Adios. Am I still live? Oh my God, I'm still live. What's up, Brian? I accidentally exited the studio and it gave me an option to enter back, and I realized I didn't hit end broadcast. Brian, where were you, dude? Are you guys all gone out? How are there still 12 people watching this shit? Well, that was Talking Mopars Live for the second time. Am I that boring, Brian? Come on. I'm about to fall asleep too, dude. Who's going live tomorrow night? Is anybody going live tomorrow night, or do I got to do another one of these things to hold the fort down for live streaming Mopar automotive channels? Thank you, Dean. I appreciate you, buddy. Anybody that sticks around to watch me mumble my way through podcasts and stuff, thank you. I appreciate you. Brian, you're taking a break from live streaming? Is that what you're saying? Does that include going on other people's live streams? Because I love to have you on, dude. Maybe not now because I'm about to go to sleep. But what just happened. Dean, that's funny. All right, Brian. Yeah, depending on what tomorrow night looks like, I may do one. I got a couple little projects around here. I still got to edit a bunch of videos. Got to keep this YouTube thing going. But yeah, man, love to have you on as always. And don't take too long of a break, dude. I like other people to do this shit too. But all right, guys. Raker Brian said he's taking a break. But he may be on mine. You're more than welcome to jump on. My show is usually an open house unless I have a special guest. I would have brought people on with Michaela, but all good. So we are that porn bot, dude. This right here. That pisses me off so bad. What loser creates that kind of shit? I don't understand it. Like, hey, dude, we all know where, like, if we wanted to see that kind of stuff, we know where to go, okay? God. All they're doing is blocking up the chat, dude. Annoys the hell out of me. And why do you got to post it 30 times? We get it. It's like, that's true. It is Easter this weekend. Yeah, I got some fun stuff planned for my kid. It should be good. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Get out of the chat. I may go live tomorrow. It just depends what everybody else is doing. I'm clearly loopy. I've been up for almost 24 hours. So we will see you guys later. Once again, no Mopar left behind. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out with Dustin and myself. And we'll see you guys next time. All right. Good night. If I don't see you tomorrow, if you celebrate Easter, happy Easter. And take care. And we'll see you later.